सदाशिवसमारम्भं शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तं वन्दे गुरुपरम्परम्। नमो नमः। अस्माकम् अद्यतनविषयः जगत्प्रलयस्य चत्वारः प्रकाराः। अत्र विषयानुक्रमणिका अस्ति। भागवतपुराणे 12 स्कन्धे 4 अध्याये चतुर्विधः प्रलयः विवृतः। नैमित्तिकः, प्राकृतिकः, आत्यन्तिकः, नित्यः च। वयं क्रमेण सर्वान् विषयान् पश्यामः। तत्र 7 बिन्दवः सन्ति। वयं नैमित्तिकप्रलयं प्रथमतया पश्यामः, तदनन्तरं प्राकृतिकप्रलयं पश्यामः। आत्यन्तिकप्रलये ज्ञानभागः अस्ति, किञ्चित् क्लिष्टकरः, परन्तु चिन्ता मास्तु, अहम् आङ्ग्लभाषायामपि किञ्चित् वदामि। नित्यप्रलयः, उपसंहारं कृत्वा फलश्रुतिम् अपि पश्यामः। अन्ते किञ्चित् अतिरिक्तं विवरणं करिष्यामः, एक्स्ट्रा कन्वर्सेशन्। आरम्भामः। श्रीशुकदेवगोस्वामी अवोचत्, कालस्य विषये मया उक्तम्, इदानीं विरिञ्चिः कल्पस्य विषये, कल्पान्तस्य प्रलयस्य विषये च शृणु। प्रथमः बिन्दुः अस्ति नैमित्तिकः प्रलयः। अहं यत्र कुत्रापि आङ्ग्लभाषायां लिखितं तदपि पठामि। नैमित्तिकः प्रलयः। किमर्थं नैमित्तिकः इति उच्यते? As this pralaya of 3 worlds takes place due to the condition of Brahma's sleep, it is called conditional or occasional, naimittika. Idanim samskrite pathami. Chaturyugasahasram brahmanaha dinam uchyate. Saha kalpaha iti. Tatra chaturdasha manavaha bhavanti. Manuhu asti chaturdasha मनवः भवन्ति। चतुर्युगसहस्रं ब्रह्मणः रात्रिः अपि उच्यते, सा अपि कल्पः इति। रात्र्याम् आगत्यां सत्यां प्रलयः भवति, तदा त्रयाः लोकाः प्रलीयन्ते। एषः नैमित्तिकः प्रलयः प्रोक्तः। तस्मिन् समये विश्वम् आत्मसात् कृत्य, इत्युक्ते स्वस्मिन् उपसंहृत्य, विश्वसृक् नारायणः, विश्वसृक् इति विश्वं सृजति इति विश्वसृक् नारायणः अनन्तशेषे शते। ब्रह्मा च निद्राति। ब्रह्मणः निद्रां निमित्तीकृत्य प्रवर्तमानः लोकत्रयप्रलयः नैमित्तिकः इति उच्यते। श्रीधरस्वामी वदति। अहं श्रीधरस्वामिनः विश्वनाथस्वामिनः च टीकाः पठामि, यत्र कुत्रापि आवश्यकता अस्ति। अतः ब्रह्मणः निद्रां निमित्तीकृत्य एषः प्रलयः नैमित्तिकः इति उच्यते। तदेव एषः नैमित्तिकः प्रलयः। द्वितीयः बिन्दुः अस्ति प्राकृतिकः प्रलयः। प्रथमतया आङ्ग्लभाषायां किञ्चित् पठामि। The 7 prakritis or causal principles of the universe, such as Mahat or cosmic intelligence, Ahankara, the cosmic I-ness or ego, and the 5 tanmatras, subtle elements, become due to be dissolved and are so withdrawn into prakriti or primordial matter. Hence it is called prākṛtika pralayāḥ. विरिञ्चेः जीवनस्य समाप्तौ प्राकृतिकः प्रलयः भवति। तस्मिन् समये 7 प्रकृतयः, 7 elements of nature, महद् अहङ्कार 5 तन्मात्राणि प्रलीयन्ते। ततः च सम्पूर्णः अण्डकोशः ब्रह्माण्डम् अपि लीयते। प्राकृतिकप्रलयः कथं भवति इति शृणु। इदानीं प्राकृतिकप्रलयस्य प्रकारः विवृतः। पश्यामः. पर्जन्यः शतवर्षाणि न वर्षति, अन्नं च न वर्धते. तदा निरन्ने क्षुधा पीड्यमानाः अन्योन्यं भक्ष्यमानाः जनाः कालेन क्षयं यास्यन्ति. संवर्तकः रविः इति स्वस्य संहारात्मकरूपे सूर्यः. सः समुद्रादिकं सर्वं रसं रश्मिभिः पिबते. तदनन्तरं सङ्कर्षणमुखात् उत्पन्नः संवर्तकः वह्निः पातालादीन् दहति. उपरि सूर्येण अधः वह्निना दह्यमानं ब्रह्माण्डं दग्धः गोमयपिण्डवत् भवति. सम्पूर्णं ब्रह्माण्डं दग्धः गोमयपिण्डवत् भवति, like a burning ball of a cow dung. ततः संवर्तकः पवनः वर्षणाम् अधिकं 100 वाति. रजस धूल्या इति आवृतं खं धूम्रवर्णं भवति. ततः तीव्रमेघगर्जनं कुर्वन्तः चित्रवर्णाः मेघाः अनेकशः 100 वर्षाणि वर्षन्ति. ततः कृत्स्नं ब्रह्माण्डं जलेन पूरितं भवति. इदानीं पञ्चमहाभूतानां प्रलयः विवृतः. पश्यामः क्रमेण. तदा आपः भूमेः गन्धगुणं ग्रसति. ग्रस्तगन्धा गन्धरहिता पृथिवी आप्सु प्रलीयते. ततः तेजः आपां रसं ग्रसति. नीरसाः रसरहिताः आपः तेजसि लीयन्ते. ततः वायुः तेजसः रूपं ग्रसते. तदा रूपरहितं तेजः अनिले लीयते. ततः खं वायोः गुणं स्पर्शं ग्रसते. वायुः खं विशति. ततः भूतादिः इत्युक्ते तामसाहङ्कारः. तामसः अहङ्कारः नभसः गुणं शब्दं ग्रसति. नभः तं तामसाहङ्कारम् अनुलीयते. ततः तैजसः अहङ्कारः इन्द्रियाणि ग्रसति. वैकारिकः अहङ्कारः देवान् ग्रसति. महत्तत्त्वं cosmic intelligence अहङ्कारं ग्रसति. सत्त्वादयः गुणाः महत्तत्त्वं च ग्रसन्ति. कालेन चोदितम् अव्याकृतम् इत्युक्ते प्रधानम् अनमनिफेस्ट प्रकृति गुणान् ग्रसते. तस्य तु प्रधानस्य कालेन चोदिताः भावविकाराः परिणामाः चेञ्जेस् न सन्ति. अतः तस्य प्रधानस्य लयः नास्ति. परिणामाः इति के? जयते, अस्ति, वर्धते, विपरिणामते, अपक्षीयते, विनश्यति इति षड्विकाराः. भावविकारः, परिणामः, षड्विकारः. अत्र अस्मिन् पाद्ये अस्मिन् श्लोके 19 श्लोके उक्तम् अनादि अनन्तम् अव्यक्तं नित्यं कारणम् अव्ययम्. इदानीं विश्वनाथस्वामी श्रीधरस्वामी च किञ्चित् विवरणं कुरुतः. अनादीति पदेन प्रथमः विकारः नास्ति, जन्म नास्ति, न जयते. अनन्तमिति पदेन अन्तः नास्ति, न विनश्यति. अव्यक्तम् अनमनिफेस्ट इति एतेन पदेन अस्तित्वलक्षणविकाराः न सन्ति. Astitva lakshana vikaraha na asti, na vardhate, na viparinamate, te astitva lakshana vikaraha. Nityaḥ iti padena, nityaḥ ityasya kahārtaha, sada ekarupam. Sada ekarupam asti chet, tena padena hrasa vriddharahitam. Ityukte na vardhate, hrasa na apakshiyate. Avyayam iti padena, api apakshayaha nasti. Ataha sampurnataya shadvikaraha vikarashatkam nishiddham. Karanam iti kim? Sarvatra hetuhu karanam iti. Anadi janma nasti, anadtam vinashaha nasti, avyaktam na asti, na vardhate, na viparinamate. Nityaḥ iti sada ekarupam, ityukte na vardhate, na apakshiyate, na viparinamate. Avyayam iti na apakshiyate. Tasmin pradhane vag adi gocherasya vikaraha na santi. Vag adi gocherasya vikaraha api na santi. Mahattattvam gunaha lokaha panchamaha bhutani va kimapi tatra na. Pradhane. Na cha svapna jagrat, na cha sushuptam api. Pradhanam indriya bhavat suptavat. So pradhana, primordial nature, is like one who is fast asleep because there are no sense organs. Shunyavat apratarkyam, like a void is inaccessible to logic. Shunyavat iti kimarthamuktam na punaha shunyam, but it is not void. Yatohi mula bhutam padam sarvasya adharaha ityarthaha. Since pradhana is the original substance, it is the actual basis of material creation. Ataha na shunyam. Ataha upasamharaha. Yada purusha avyaktayoho, of purusha and the unmanifest prakriti, sattvaddhayaha shaktayaha sampraliyante, tada eshaha prākṛtikaḥ layaḥ uchyate. Astu. Naimittikaḥ pralayāḥ prākṛtikaḥ pralayāḥ drishtau. Asmabhihi drishtau. Naimittikaḥ kada bhavati, brahma yada nidrati, tada naimittikaḥ pralayāḥ bhavati. Prākṛtikaḥ pralayāḥ kada bhavati, brahmanaha jivanante. Idanim ātyantikaḥ pralayāḥ jnana bhagahāpi. Trityaḥ binduhu. Ātyantika pralayasya vishayavadan Shri Shukadeva Goswami paramam jnanam cha vivrinoti. Ayam bhagah kinchit kathinaha asti, parantu chintamastu aham anglabhashayam anuvādam sthāpayami api patamaha. Prathamataya shlokam patamaha. Buddhi indriyartharupena jnanam bhati tadashrayam. Drishyatva avyatirekabhyam adyantavat avastu yat. Idanim pashyamaha kahartaha. Shridhara Swami vadati mokshaha eva ātyantikaḥ pralayāḥ. Eshaha atra vivritaha. Jnana bhage vivritaha ātyantikaḥ pralayāḥ mokshaha. Buddhi indriya vishaya rupena tad ashrayam jnanam eva bhati. Tad ashrayam, the substratum of these elements, buddhi indriya vishaya. Jnanam atraya means consciousness. Eva bhati, bhasate. So jnanam shines as buddhi, indriya and vishayaha, as intellect, senses and object of the senses. Consciousness only shines. Yat ātyantavad tat avastu. Avastu ityukte unsubstantial nityaḥ. Kimartham drishyatva āvyatirekābhyam. Because of being perceived and because of being non-different from its own cause. Atra pashyamaha punaha buddhi indriya vishaya rupena kahartaha Bhagavata-chandrikāyam uktam. Buddhi, reason or intellect, indriyas, senses, and so on, have no independent existence unless Paramatman abides in them. It is he who shines through them. So, buddhi indriya vishaya rupena Paramatma eva bhati, shines. Bhagavata-chandrikāyam api jnanam vishaya uktam. Atra jnanam signifies the Supreme Soul. Jnana shabdaha Paramatma vachi. Ityukte consciousness or Paramatman. So, punaha mokshaha eva ātyantikaḥ. Consciousness only shines through the elements of intellect, senses, and object of the senses. Adhuna etani padani vistarena pashyamaham. Ātyantikaḥ mokshaha. Jnanam tad ashrayam. Tasya buddhyādi prapanchasya karanatvat ashrayah. Jnanam iti karanam. Ataha sarvasya kritsnasya prapanchasya ashrayah. Consciousness is the substratum for the whole universe. Consciousness only shines as the whole universe. Ātyantavad utpattilaya vishishtam. Yesham vishayanam utpattihi layaha cha bhavatah te vishayaha avastavaha avastavikāh. Unreal, mithya. Yesham vishayanam ādihi utpattihi asti antaha cha pralayāḥ cha asti te vishayaha avastavaha. Hetudvayam atra uktam drishyatvam because of its perceptibility. Kāranāt avyatirekāh cha, and as such it is undifferentiated from its cause. Tābhyam hetubhyam vishayāḥ avastavaha kānaka kundalādivat paramārthatah avastu. Vishwanatha Swami vadati. Atra vedabase.io jalapute kinchit vivaranamapi pashyamaha. The word drishyatva indicates that all subtle and gross material manifestations are made visible by the potency of the Supreme Lord, and again become invisible or unmanifest at the time of annihilation. They are, therefore, in essence, not separate from the source of their expansion and withdrawal. So, whenever object is seen, it has beginning and end, and because it has beginning, it means it has its cause. And if something has its cause, it is not separate from its cause. Agre vivaranamasti avyatireka. Avyatireka drishtantaha agre dattaha. Avyatirekaha punaha itikim. Drishyatvam because of its perceptibility. Kāranāt avyatirekaha iti. It is undifferentiated from its cause. Idanim avyatireka drishtantam pashyamaha. Dipaha chakshuhu rupam cha tejasaha agnihe prithak na. Evam buddhihi indriyani matraha vishayaha brahmanaha prithak na syuhu. Brahma karyatvat. Brahma karyatvat means being the effects of the Brahman. We have seen before, just in the shloka, buddhi indriya vishaya rupena tat ashrayam jnanam bhati. Tadashrayam jnanam. So jnanam or consciousness or Brahman is the substratum of buddhi indriya vishayaha. Same as Agnihi is the substratum of Dipaha, Chakshuhu and Rupam. So Dipaha, Chakshuhu and Rupam are effects of the Karanam Tejaha. Same Buddhi Indriya Vishayaha are the effects of the Brahman. Parantu Brahma Anyatamam Asti. Brahman is very different. Yatohi Buddhi Indriya Vishayeshu Nivritteshu Satsu Brahma Vartate Na kutrapi apagacchati iti. Te tu Buddhi Indriya Vishayaha Brahma vihaya Astitvam na prāpnuvanti. Tad Brahma tu etebhyaha vishishtam anyatamam. Idanim panchavimshatitamam shlokam pashyamaha buddhehe jagaranam svapnaha sushuptihi iti cha uchyate. Maya matram idam rajan nanatvam pratyak atmani. Kahartaha jagaranam svapnaha sushuptihi cha iti tisraha avasthaha buddhehe eva uchyante. Tisraha avasthaha athava vrittayaha. Buddhau vrittayaha santi jagaranam svapna sushuptihi. Buddhehe vrittayaha eva uchyante. Tasu avasthasu jivaha vishvataijasa prajñarupam nanatvam anubhavati. Buddhehe asatve tasyaha avasthanam asatvam api. Shridhara Swami vadati. Ataha tasam avasthanam nanatvam maya eva. Kaharthaha tasu avasthasu jivaha vishvataijasa prajñarupam nanatvam anubhavati. In these three states, jiva experiences anubhavati nanatvam plurality in the form of vishvataijasa prajña. We will see what does it mean. Buddhehe asatve tasyaha avasthanam asatvam api. Ataha tasam avasthanam nanatvam maya eva. So plurality of these three states which are ultimately nitya maya matram. The plurality is nitya or maya matram. Idanim pashyamaha vishvataijasa prajña rupam iti kim. Tatavagamanaartham tattvaboddham pashyamaha. TattvaboddhaH prakarana granthaha asti. Tatra etani padani vivritani santi. Shrotradiggnanendriyaihi shabdadivishayaihi cha jñāyate iti yat sa jagradavastha. The state of experience in which the sense objects, like sound, are perceived through the sense organs like the ears, is the waking state, Jagrat Avastha. Sthula Sharira Bhimani Atma Vishvaha iti uchyate. So the self identified with the gross body is then called Vishva. So self identified with the gross body in Jagradavastha is called Vishva. Agre Jagrat avasthayam yat drishtam yat shrutam tat janita vasanaya nidrasamaye yaha prapanchaha pratiyate sa svapnavastha. So the word that is projected while in sleep from the impressions born of what was seen and heard in the waking state is called the dream state. So svapnavastha are the vasanas, impressions from the jagratavastha, and sukshma sharira abhimani atma taijasaha iti uchyate. The self identified with the subtle body is called taijasa. So one who identifies himself with the gross body It is all of us now, for example, when we are awake and listen this lecture, we are identifying ourselves with Sthula Shariram, and this state is called Vishwa. And when in the sleep we think about ourselves in the sleep that it is I am, that I in the sleep state is called Taijasaha. Antimam Aham kimapi na janami sukhena maya nidra anubhuyata iti sushupta avastha. The state about which one says later, I did not know anything, I enjoyed a good sleep, is the deep sleep state, sushuptyavastha. Karana sharira bhimani atma prajna iti uchyate. The self identified with the causal body is called prajnaha. Atra chitram dattam pashtataya drashtum shaknumaha punaha sthula sharira abhimani atma vishvaha sukshma sharira abhimani atma taijasaha karana sharira abhimani atma prajnaha. Idanim punaha pashyamaha shloke yaduktam. Tasu avasthasu jivaha vishva taijasa prajnarupam nanatvam anubhavati. Tasam avasthanam nanatvam maya mitya eva. Jagara swapna sushuptayaha tisrayaha vrittayaha buddhihi eva iti uchyate. Ataha tad adhyasad pratyagatmani vishvataijasa prajnasamnyabhihi nanatvam mayamatram nitya eva iti arthaha. Vishwanatha Swami vadati. Kahartaha Jagara swapna sushuptayaha tisrayaha vrittayaha buddhihi eva. So the three states belong to the buddhi only. Ataha tadadhyasad pratyagatmani vishvataijasa prajna samnyabhihi nanatvam maya matram mitya eva iti arthaha. Therefore, being superimposed on the self, the plurality known as experience of the waking state, experience of the dream states, and experience of the deep sleep state is Maya only, or Nitya, illusion. Agregachyamaha ātyantavatatiki. Ātyantavatatesya padasya drishtantaha evam. Yatha meghaha vyomni bhavanti na bhavanti cha tatha brahmani idam avayavi vishvam. Yat savayavam tat adyantavat. Ataha udaya apayayat adyantavat vishvam na sarvada satyam iti arthaha. Vishwanatha Swami uktavan. Vyomni meghaha bhavanti na bhavanti. Gachanti apagachanti. Tathapi brahmani idam avayavi vishvam. Avayavi ityukte kahartaha avayavaha asyasmin vasti saha avayavi. Avayavi pumlinge, avayavi vishvam napumsakalinge. So this vishvam, the universe which consists of parts. Yat savayavam tat adyantavat. Whatever consists of parts, it has beginning and an end. Ataha udaya apayayat, because of generation and dissolution, adyantavat. It has beginning and an end. Adyantavat vishvam na sarvada satyamiti arthaha. So it has not paramarthika satyam in itself. Vishvam has not paramarthika satta in itself. Next concept is explained. Anyatamat ritat. Ityukte anyatamat brahmanaha. Shloke vayam drishtavantah. Idanim etasya padasya kahartaha iti drishtantaha evam. Avayavinam vastunam avayavaha karanam eva satyam. Yatha patasya avayavaha tantavaha patat pritak drishyante. Punaha avayavinam vastunam. Avayavi vastu. Avayavaha asyasmin vasti tat vastu avayavi iti arthaha. vastu which consist of parts. Avayavinam vastunam avayavaha eva karanam satyam. Kahartaha, it means parts itself has more satyam in them than the effect. For example, when we see fabric, it has in itself many threads. So actually threads are primal and fabric are secondary. So the threads actually are karanam, the cause for the final fabric. And as such, threads being a karanam, they have more satta in themselves than fabric. Punaha anyat nivedanamasti. Yat karana karyabhyam upalabhyate tat anyonya apashrayat adyantavat avastu nitya eva. Anything experienced in terms of karana karyabhyam, general cause and specific effect, must be an illusion because such causes and effects exist only relative to each other, anyonya apashrayat. Indeed, whatever has beginning and an end, adyantavat, is unreal, avastu, mithya. Vishwanatha Swami vadati, yatha rajjuhu eva ajnanena sarpatvena vivartate, tatra rajjuhu karanam sarpaha karyam, saha tu mithya eva. Tatha eva samanyam karanam brahma eva ajnanena jagat trupataya vivritam. Tatra jagataha karyasya abhave tad apekshataya siddham brahmanaha kutaha karanatvam iti. Vishwanatha Swami vadati, in the rope and snake example, Rajjuhu eva ajnanena sarpatvena vivartate. Rope appears as a snake because of ajnanam, avidya. In this example, rope is the cause and sarpaha is snake is the effect. So the snake is mithya eva. Rope looks like the snake, but there is no snake. Yatha eva samanyam karanam brahma ajnanena jagat rupataya vivritan. So in the same way, general cause Brahman appears as this universe by avidya only. Tatra jagataha karyasya abhave tad apekshataya siddham brahmanaha kutaha karanatvam iti. Very interesting point. When universe being an effect, when it ceases to be, then how we can state the karanatvam of Brahman, how Brahman can be a cause. Vishwanatha Swami vadati. Punaha Shridhara Swaminaha tikam pashyami nanu karyabhave karanatvam brahmanaha kutaha ghatate. Same question of Shridhara Swami. Karyabhave, when effect ceases to be, kutaha brahmanaha karanatvam, then how Brahman can have karanatvam in itself. So he gives here few examples. Ataha karanatvat ityadikam api yat parapekshatvat adyantavat tat sarvam avastu. Tat sarvam avastu, everything is avastu, mithya eva, unreal, which has parapekshatvat adyantavat, which has beginning and an end, adyantavat, and parapekshatvat, which is interdependent on each other. Yadva tatra eva hetuantaram etat. Or another reason for that, yat upalabhyate saha bhramaha samanya vishesha rupatvat svapnavat. Yat upalabhyate, whatever is perceived, saha bhramaha, this is delusion. Samanya vishesha rupatvat svapnavat, because it has in itself, because it is perceived in the form of cause and effect, and thus it is like swapnam, the dream, mithya. Punaha anyonya apashrayat iti idam hetuantaram. Hetuantaram, one more reason for that, anyonya apashrayat, interdependence. Guna guni visheshana visheshya vyapya vyapakatva rupena parasparadhina siddhatvam. So interdependence we see in many cases like guna guni, the relationship between guni and gunaha. Guni, one who has guna, and guna itself. Visheshana visheshya, one which is qualified and qualification itself. Vyapya vyapaka, one which pervades and one which is being pervaded. So all of them have parasparadhinatvam, and that's why it is said they have karya-karana relationship, and it has been stated that whatever has karya-karana relationship, it is avastu. Punaha tatha bhuta swapnavat iti nigamanam. Nigamanam, conclusion. So everything is of this which has karya and karana, being in such relationship of karya karana, guna guni, visheshana visheshya ityadayaha, it all has adihi and antaha, and thus it is swapnavat avastu. It is illusion. Swapnavat means mithya, illusion. Ataha yat adyantavat tat sarvam avastu. So whatever has adihi and antaha, it is all unreal. Sridhara Swami vadati. Bhagavata-purnam vakyam brahmanaha kutaha karanatvam iti. Etasya vishaye punaha ekavaram ante vadamaha parantu atra asmabhihi vaktavyam yat tat satyam brahma paramarthika satyam bhutva karanam na. Brahmani karanatvam nasti. Karanam karyam cha vyavaharika satyasya lakshanadvayam. Yatha desha kala api vyavaharika satyasya lakshanadvayam. Brahma karya karanabhyam atiriktamasti. So we will speak about this statement Brahmanaha kutaha karanatvam that Sridhara Swami and Vishwanatha Swami vadati. Where is this karanatvam in Brahma? We will speak about this once again at the end, but yes, what we can say here, Brahma paramarthika satyam bhutva karanam na. Brahman is paramarthika satyam. In paramarthika satyam there is no relationship of cause and effect. Karanam karyam cha vyavaharika satyasya lakshanadvayam. So cause and effect are the lakshanas, the qualities of the vyavaharika satyam, of the transactional truth, our truth, material world. Like desha kala also, time and space, we will speak about it. Brahma karya karanabhyam atiriktam. So Brahman is beyond the karana and karyam. Asmin padye anyonya pashrayatvam yatha parasparadhinatvam iti vyakyatam. In this verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, anyonya pashrayatvam or parasparadhinatvam was explained, interdependence on each other. Rajju sarpa udaharane sarpaha karyam ajnanam cha karanam. In the example of Rajju and Sarpa is effect and Ajnanam is the karanam of this effect. Samanam api Brahma Jagad udaharane Jagat karyam Ajnanam karanam. So in the example of the Brahman and universe, Jagat, universe, is the effect and Ajnanam is the cause. We will speak about this once again later at the end. Sridhara Swami vadati atra asmin krame anekaihi hetubhihi prapanchasya sattvam sadhitam. So by many examples we showed that there is no satta in prapancha. Atra shankha asti yat prapanchasya vikaraha prakashamanaha santi ataha kim sattvam nasyat. So here a doubt can arise. We see this prapanchasya vikaraha, changes of this prapancha we also see. So couldn't it be a truth? Ataha aha. So in the next verse it says, Atma prakasham vina anuhu api na nirupyaha. We saw this before. Without the light of Atman, nothing could be defined. It was said before, Jnanam eva bhati. Only consciousness shines as everything here. So here is the same idea. Atma prakasham vina, without the light of Atman, even atom cannot be defined. Nirupyaha syat chet tarhi chit samaha. Chaitanya sadrishaha atmavat bhavitum arhati. If it were real, even to the slightest degree, it would be the same as the consciousness itself, and as such identical with Atman. Shridhara Swami विवृणोति किञ्चित् आत्मानं विना निरूप्यः स्यात् चेत् तर्हि सः अपि चित् समः स्यात् चिद्रूपेण आत्मना समः स्वप्रकाशः भवेत्. If something could be defined on itself, then it would be Chaitanyam or Atman eva, nothing else. Tatha cha sati saha api atmavat syat. So the same idea, if it could be defined on itself, then it is Atman only. Atra Vishwanathasya Ashcharyakaram tikam api pashyatu. Atra Vishwanatha Swami kim vadati. Kintu sarvaha paramatma eva, paramatmani eva prapanchaha aropitaha. So everything is paramatman. Everything is superimposed. The whole universe is superimposed on the Atman. Yatha marichikayaha jalatvena prasiddham vastutejaha vina anumatramapi na nirupyam kintu sarvam tejaha eva tejasi eva jalatvam aropyatam ityarthaha. So, as an atom in a mirage water cannot be defined without light. Same, nothing could be defined without light of Paramatman. But what we see in mirage, there is only light itself, imposed on the light itself, only in the form of water. Again, we will discuss this interesting point a little bit later. So, asya vargasya upanyasasya vayam mityatva kalpanayaha vishaya charcham karishyamaha tada etasya vishaya api punaha ekavaram vadishyamaha. At the end of this class, we will discuss once again mityatva concept, and we will see again this statement. Ayam prapanchaha bhautika vasturupena avastavaha parantu ayam eva prapanchaha brahmarupena vastavikaha. And so, actually what we can say here, this prapancha in the form of material elements is unreal, because there is no matter actually, but this the same prapancha, ayam eva prapanchaha brahmarupena vastavikaha. But this is the same prapancha if we see it as a consciousness in the form of Brahman, absolute truth, then it is real. Ataha eva mitya iti jñāyate. That's why it is called mitya, illusion. It is not asatyam. Agre gacchamaha mahatva-purnam vakyamasti nahi satyasya nanatvam. Atmanaha brahmanaha va nanatvam nasti ityartaha. So there is no plurality in the Supreme Truth. Yaha nanatvam manyate saha vidvan. Yatha ghate dvaye yaha kopi vadati. Idam ekam akasham, idam aparam akasham. Etat asatyam. Athava ghata akashaha asti maha akashaha api asti. Yaha kopi vadati idam akasha dvayam, etat asatyam. Ghata akasha maha akasha yohocha bhedaha nasti. Yatha ekameva hiranyam bahudha kataka kundaladirupena drishyate. Tatha ekaha eva adhokshajaha indriya gocharaha bhagavan laukika vaidikaihi janaihi vachabhihi bahudha vyakhyayate. So there is no plurality in the Supreme Truth. it is only explained in many different ways by laukika vaidika janaihi vachabhihi, by the words of common people or vaidika janaihi philosophers. Yadi sarvam eva brahma tarhi katham asatyena brahmakaryena ahankarena tad brahma avritam bhavati. Atra prashnaha udeti. If Brahman is the supreme truth, then how it could be covered by ahankara, which is the product of Brahman? Atra drishtantaha dattaha. Yatha arka prabhavaha arka darshitaha cha meghaha arkam shabhutasya chakshushaha tamaha janayati evam brahma gunaha tadikshitaha tena eva prakashitaha ahankaraha brahmamshakasya atmanaha atmabandhanaha bhavati. Etasya kaha artaha iti kinjit anglabhashayam pashyamaha. Yatha meghaha, as a cloud, arka prabhavaha is a product of the sun, arka darshitaha cha is also made visible by the sun, chakshushaha tamaha janayati nevertheless creates darkness for the viewing eye, arkam shabhutasya, which is another partial expansion of the sun, means I. Evam, similarly, aham, ahankaraha, brahma gunaha, a quality of the absolute truth. So ahankara is a quality of the absolute truth. Tadikshitaha, made visible through the agency of the absolute truth, this ahankara. Atma bandhanaha, abstract the soul, the supreme I. Brahma amshakasya, which is another partial expansion of the absolute truth. Atmanaha, from the realizing the absolute truth. So how come that Megha could cover the sun? Because Megha is a product of sun, made visible by the sun, but nevertheless it covers the I, which itself is the expansion of the sun. I is considered to be expansion of the sun, because to see something, to make the chakshu indriya work, the energy of the sun or tejas has to be in us. That's why it is called that I is itself the partial expansion of the sun. Same, ahankara is a quality of absolute truth. Ahankara is made visible by the absolute truth, and it abstracts the individual soul, which itself is a part of the absolute truth. Yada arka prabhavaha meghaha vidiryate vinashyati tada chakshuhu ravim ikshate. Yada atmanaha upadhihi ahankaraha jignyasaya vicharena nashyati tarhi svarupam anusmaret. When the cloud, born of the sun, by the heat of the solar rays, is dispersed, the eye is able to have a view of the sun, which is its own form. The same way, when ahankara, as the limiting condition, is destroyed by vichara, investigation into the supreme nature of the Atman, it realizes that it is Brahman itself. Atra Sridhara Swami vadati ahankaranashe svarupam darshanam bhavati. Atra padye shloke likhitam tarhi svarupam anusmaret. Sridhara Swami vadati anusmaret iti brahmaham iti pashyati janati. Atra upasamharaha dattaha. Evam etena viveka shastrena Maya rupam atma bandhanam ahankaram chitva achyuta atmanubhavaha avatishtate tam ātyantikaḥ pralayāḥ āhuhu. Ātyantikaḥ pralayāḥ etikaḥ viveka shastrena maya rupam atma bandhanam ahankaram chitva. With the help of the weapon of viveka shastrena. Viveka means discrimination between supreme truth and transactional truth. Vyavaharika satyam, paramartika satyam. Etam maya rupam atma bandhanam ahankaram chitva. Chitva, having cut ahankaram, which is atmabandhanam, in the form of Maya only. So ahankara is Maya only, mithya eva, but it appears to be atmabandhanam. So by the viveka, we have to cut this ahankara, and when we cut this ahankara, then achyutatma anubhavaha avatisthate. This only is called ātyantikaḥ pralayāḥ. Achyutatma anubhavaha avatisthate, Vishwanatha Swami vadati, ityasya kahartaha, purna brahma anubhavaha sthiri bhavati. Purna brahma anubhavaha sthiri bhavati. Yatha purvam Shridhara Swami uktavan, brahma hamiti saha pashyati, ataha purna brahma anubhavah sthiri bhavati. Astu, ataha adhuna yavat ātyantikaḥ pralayasya vishayah samaptaha. So we covered the topic about ātyantikaḥ pralaya. Kathinatamaha bhagaha samaptaha. The most difficult part of this lecture is over. Agre gacchamaha chaturthaha binduho asti nitya pralayāḥ. Brahmadinam sarvabhutanam nityada pratimuhurtam utpatti pralayao bhavataha. Vegena kala pravahena pratikshanam dehinam parinamaha bhavanti. Bahvyaha balya paugandadayaha avasthaha bhavanti. Etadrishaha nitya parivartanashilaha avasthaha asankhyanam janma pralayanam karanani. Bhagavata-chandrikaya muktam. Pralaya here means modifications in the body. Astu brahmadinam sarvabhutanam nityada. So beginning from the Brahmaji and sarvabhutanam, and for the all living entities, nityada pratimuhurtam, so every moment, utpatti pralayao bhavataha, happens some construction and destruction in their bodies. Vegena kala pravahena pratikshanam dehinam parinamaha bhavati. By the fast stream movement of the time, every moment happens parinamaha, changes for the all entities. Bahvyaha balya paugandavasthaha bhavanti. During the life, we change our avastha from the infant to the kid, from the kid to the pauganda, to the teenager, and etc. etc. Etadrishaha nitya parivartanashilaha avasthaha. So these avasthaha, these states, which are nitya parivartanashilaha, which are constantly changing, asankyanam janma pralayanam karanani. They are the reasons for the constant changes. Janma pralayanam. So in our bodies constantly happens some changes. Something appears, something disappears. Something is being constructed, something is being destroyed. These parinamaha, changes, happens pratimuhurtam, pratikshanam, nityam. Etadrishaha nitya parivartanashilaha avasthaha asankyanam janma pralayanam karanani. The various stages of existence that material things exhibit are the perpetual causes of their generation and annihilation. Parantu kalena jayamanaha avasthaha na eva drishyante nabhasi jyotisham gamanam iva. Kahartaha yadi pratikshanam avasthaha bhavanti avasthanam parinamaha bhavanti tarhi kim na drishyante. Anadyantavata kalena jayamanaha avasthaha na eva lakshyante. Akashe gacchatam chandradinam jyotisham gamanavasthaha yatha na eva lakshyante tadvat. Shridhara Swami vivrinoti. Ityukte, if those changes are happening constantly every moment, why we do not notice them? So atra drishtantaha dattaha, given an example, we do not notice them, same as we do not notice movement of the planets in the space. अतः नित्यप्रलयः विवृतः इत्युक्ते नित्यप्रलयः इति कः प्रतिक्षणं देहेषु विपरिणामाः भवन्ति सः एव नित्यप्रलयः। अस्तु, अस्माभिः नैमित्तिक प्राकृतिक आत्यन्तिक नित्यप्रलयः च विवृताः। इदानीम् उपसंहारं करिष्यामः। अत्र उपसंहारः एकस्मिन् श्लोके दत्तः। नित्यः नैमित्तिकः चैव तथा प्राकृतिकः लयः आत्यन्तिकः च कथितः। कालस्य गतिः ईदृशी। स्पष्टमेव नित्यः नैमित्तिकः प्राकृतिकः आत्यन्तिकः। अत्र स्पष्टं नित्यः प्रलयः प्रतिक्षणं भवति देहेषु। अस्माकं देहेषु प्रतिक्षणं नित्यः प्रलयः भवति। नैमित्तिकप्रलयः कदा भवति? ब्रह्मा यदा निद्राति तदा नैमित्तिकप्रलयः भवति। प्राकृतिकप्रलयः कदा भवति? ब्रह्मणः जीवनस्य अन्ते प्राकृतिकप्रलयः भवति। आत्यन्तिकप्रलयः इति कः? यदा वयं विवेकशस्त्रेण मायारूपम् अहङ्कारं छित्त्वा अहं ब्रह्मास्मि इति जानीमः, पश्यामः, एषः एव आत्यन्तिकप्रलयः इति उच्यते। फलश्रुतिः इदानीम्। अत्र फलश्रुतयः त्रिषु श्लोकेषु दत्ताः सन्ति, परन्तु वयम् एकमेव श्लोकं पश्यामः। श्रीशुकदेवः अत्र वदति, दुःखितस्य पुरुषस्य अतिदुस्तरं संसारसागरं तरितुं भगवतः लीलाकथा श्रवणम् अत्युत्तमः उपायः। स्पष्टम् एव। इदानीम् अन्तिमः बिन्दुः अस्ति अतिरिक्तं विवरणम्। अतिरिक्तं विवरणम् एक्स्ट्रा डिस्कशन्। अस्मिन् सन्दर्भे केचन प्रश्नाः उत्पद्यन्ते, तेषाम् उत्तराणि दातुं प्रयतामहे। प्रथमतया दृश्यत्वमिति किं पश्यामः, नित्यत्वमिति किमपि पश्यामः, अपि च कार्यस्य अभावे कारणस्य अभावः च इत्यस्य वाक्यस्य विवरणं दद्मः। प्रथमः बिन्दुः दृश्यत्वम्। 23तमे पद्ये उक्तं, येषां विषयाणाम् उत्पत्तिः लयः च भवतः ते विषयः अवास्तवः अवास्तविकः। हेतुद्वयमस्ति। दृश्यत्वम् because of its perceptibility, कारणात् अव्यतिरेकः च, and as such it is undifferentiated from its cause. तभ्यां हेतुभ्यां विषयः अवास्तवः कानककुण्डलादिवत् परमार्थतः अवस्तु विश्वनाथस्वामी उक्तवान्। किमर्थं दृश्यविषयः अवास्तविकः? Why the visible object is not real? तदवगमनार्थं दृग्दृश्यविवेकस्य प्रकरणग्रन्थस्य प्रथमं पाद्यं पश्यामः। दृग्दृश्यविवेकः एकः प्रकरणग्रन्थः। प्रथमः श्लोकः एवम्। रूपं दृश्यं लोचनं दृक् तद्दृश्यं दृक् तु मानसं दृश्यधिवृत्तया साक्षी दृगेव न तु दृश्यते। अन्वयं पश्यामः। अन्वयः अत्र लिखितः। रूपं दृश्यं लोचनं दृक् तत् लोचनं दृश्यं मानसं तु दृक् धीवृत्तयः दृश्याः साक्षी दृक् एव। साक्षी तु केनापि न दृश्यते। इदानीं क्रमेण पश्यामः। रूपं दृश्यं लोचनं दृक् तत् लोचनं दृश्यं मानसं तु दृक् धीवृत्तयः मनः इत्यर्थः दृश्यं साक्षी दृक् एव। साक्षी तु केनापि न दृश्यते। यदि चेत् अहं घटं पश्यामि तर्हि घटः दृश्यं मम लोचनं दृक्। अयं घटः इति मया ज्ञानं प्राप्तं, परन्तु अहं मम लोचनं द्रष्टुं न शक्नोमि। अतः कुतः लोचनम् अस्ति इति जानामि। यतः मनः लोचनं पश्यति, अतः अस्मिन् क्रमे लोचनं दृश्यं मनः दृक्। तदनन्तरम् अहं मनसः अस्तित्वं कुतः जानामि? Asmin krame manaha drishyam kahadrik sakshi drik. Sakshi manaha pashyati. Ataha aham manaha asti iti janami. Antato gatva sakshi tu kenapi nadrishyate. Sakshi sarvada drik eva. Vedante Brahma athava paramam satyam anidam chaitanyam iti padadvayena nirupyate. Anidam chaitanyam idam iti kim? Idam iti drishyam vastu. Idam sarvanama padam. Idam iti drishyam vastu. Chaitanyam tu na kadapi drishyam bhavet. Sarvada sakshi eva. Ataha chaitanyam iti kim? An idam iti chaitanyam. Yat kimapi na idam na drishyam tat chaitanyam. Chaitanyam eva na drishyam. Ataha an idam iti chaitanyam. Tadeva Bhagavatasya shloki uktam drishyatvat avastu. Yat kimapi drishyate tad dravyam. Idam dravyam iti vaktum shaknumaha. Ayam ghataha. Idam pustakam. Idam dravyam iti katyate. Ataha tasmin dravye paramarthika satyam nasti. Kimartham chet asmabhihi uktam paramarthika satyam an idam chaitanyam iti jnayate. Punaha tatra shloke Bhagavatasya shloki uktam karanat avyatirekahacha. It is undifferentiated from its cause. Drishyam dravyam sva karanat abhinam. Ataha karane satta asti natu karye. Karyam sarvada ādyantavat. Ataha mitya eva. Dvityaha binduhu. Dvityaha prashnaha traudeti mityatvam iti kim. Mityatva kalpanayaha. Regarding the concept of mityatva kalpanayaha vishaye kalena mahan brahmaha jataha. So there has been great confusion over time about the concept of falsity, mityatva. Laukika janaha, darshanikaha janahava, mitya iti padasya sthane, asatyam iti padam sthapayanti. So secular people or philosophers replace the term mitya with asatya. Mitya cha asatyam cha iti kim idanim chintayamaha. Let us now think about what is false and what is unreal. Trikala badhitam satyam iti sat padasya vivaranam. Trikala badhitam satyam. Yadi kimapi vastu trishu kaleshu vartate tat sat. Ataha asat kim trishu kaleshu navartate. Pralayāḥ purvam asit idanim nasti. Athava idanim asti purvam na asit tadanantaram na bhavishyati. Athava yada kadapi bhavita parantu idanim nasti. Punaha asat iti kim yadi kimapi kadapi na vartate. Trayanam kalanam ekasminapi kale na vartate. Yatha chaturashram vartulam, square circle. Kha pushpam, flower in the sky. Shashashrengam, horns of a rabbit. Ataha asatyam iti ekaha padarthaha mitya iti anyaha bhinnaha padarthaha. Parantu kalena asatyam mitya cha kathanchit etayoho padadvayoho prayogaha vinimaya rupena abhavat. So with the time, during course of the time, asatyam mitya cha, falsity and non-reality, kathanchit somehow, etayoho padadvayoho prayogaha, usage of these two words became vinimaya rupena abhavat, interchangeably, etat asamichinam, which is not correct. So mithyatvam iti kim idanim pashyamaha. Adi Shankaracharyaha satyam cha mitya cha iti kim spashtataya avochat brahma satyam jagam mitya jiva brahma na paraha. Brahma paramartika satyam jagattu satyam ivadrishyate vastutaha satyam na. Prasiddham udaharanam marichika, illusory appearance of water in a desert. Adhunikam udaharanam tu chalachitrapatalam bhavati, movie screen. Marichikayam athava chalachitrapatale yaha bhupradeshaha drishyate saha bhupradeshaha mitya na tu ātyantikam asatyam. Yadohi asmākam anubhavaha asti. Gochara anubhavaha manasika anubhavaha cha asti. Chalachitram pashyan aham prayaha bhayam va sukham va dukham va khedam va ityadin anubhavami. Parantu saha anubhavaha ādyantavan. Ataha paramartika satyam na. Anubhavaha asti. Paramartika satta nasti ataha mitya. Idanim mithyatvam kutra asti. Bhagavaha acharyaha etam vishayam spashti kurvanti. Swami Sarapriyananda, Rupert Spira, Ramana Maharishi, Robert Adams ityadayaha. Aham tesham vagbhihi vivaranam dadami. Chalachitrapatale bhupradeshaha drishyate. So on the movie screen we see Bhupradeshaha, some scenery, Drishyate. Parantu patalam sprishamaha chet, but if we touch the screen, tatra kevalam patalam bhavati, natu stulamayani bhautika vastuni. If we touch the screen, we will touch screen only, not gross material elements. Anyat udaharanam samichnamasti 3D hologram kalpayatu. Imagine 3D hologram. 3D hologram sahayena akashe prakoshtaha athava nagaram utpadyate. Bhavan tat nagaram cha praveshtum shaknoti. Bhavataha VR glasses cha asti ataha nagaramativa vastavikam bhati. Bhavan tasmin nagare sampurnam dinam bhinna karyani kurvan chalati. Bhinna bhinna bhavan anubhavati. Parantu tasmin nagare vrikshan va anyat kimapi sprishati chet kevalam akasham sprishati. Ataha 3D hologramasya sthulamayatvam bhautika vastutvam cha nasatyam mithya eva. So if you touch the 3D hologram, you will touch air only. But nevertheless, you can experience many different states of the mind while walking in this 3D hologram city, for example, using your VR glasses. So when you touch it, you touch only Akasha. That's why 3D hologramasya sthulamayatvam bhautika vastutvam cha na satyam mithya eva. Even so, we see there in this hologram sthula mayani bhautika vastuni, material elements which seems to be sthula mayani vastuni, like gross elements, like we see in our physical world. We see material gross elements. So they are asatyam, they are mithya eva. Bhautika vastu rupena tat 3D hologram asatyam. Parantu akasha rupena tat satyam eva. Ataha 3D hologram mithya. If we perceive this 3D hologram as a physical world, it is asatyam. But if we perceive it as akasha, as air, changes in the air, it is mithya. So we can perceive it, we can have experiences, different mood changes, etc., etc. But nevertheless, it is not bhautika vastu, it is akasha rupam. It is not material element, it is air. Tatra akashasya satyatvam, bhautika vastu rupasya anubhavasya mithyatvam, sthulamayasya bhautika vastunaha asatyam. So in this 3D hologram, akashasya satyatvam, air is real, bhautika vastu rupasya anubhavasya mithyatvam, experience of this city as the physical world, it is mithya, and sthulamayasya bhautika vastunaha asatyatvam. And unreal, what will be unreal in this example? Material elements which are not present there, so they are not at all there. They seem to be like that, but they are not at all there. So asatyatva will belong to the bhautika vastu. So the physicality of the elements which we experience in this 3D hologram will be asatyam. And what is real in this example is Akasha itself. Ataha mithyatvam siddham. Tadeva brahma satyam jagan mityam, brahmanaha paramartika satyatvam jagataha anubhavasya mithyatvam. So Brahman has paramartika satyam, and Jagat has the experience of this Jagat has mithyatvam. It is mithya. Jagati yani vastuni bhautika rupena drishyante tesham bhautikatvam asatyam. So whatever elements we perceive in this universe as being material, physical, so this physicality, materiality is asatyam. Yada jnani jagat pashyati saha kevalam brahma pashyati. Ataha jnaninaha krite brahma rupam jagat satyam. When realized person sees this universe, he sees only Brahman, not to physical universe. So for him this universe, being Brahma rupam, is satyam. Idanim kim vaktavyam. Adi Shankaracharyaha Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya Uktva Jiva Brahmayavana Parahacha Vakyam Yojitavan. Kimartham? Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya Uktva Sankyam Dvaita Darshanam Prapyate. Purushaha Prakṛtikicha Satyadvayam Vartate. Advaita Darshanam Anusritya tu Satyadvayam na bhavet. Ekameva Satyam asti. Ataha Jiva Brahmayavana Paraha Uktam. Yada Sankhya Darshanikaha Jagat Pashyati, when a Sankhya philosopher sees this Jagat, Saha Bahun Purushan Bahuvidhani Vastuni Cha Pashyati. Yada Jnani Jagat Pashyati Saha Kevalam Brahma Pashyati. Jnaninaha Krite Bhautikatvam Nasti Kevalam Chaitanyam. So when a realized person sees this universe, he does not see, of course he sees what we perceive, but for him the whole universe, Kevalam Chaitanya, is consciousness only. Ataha atra kaha upasamharaha purvam asmabhihi uktam yat mithyatva kalpanayaha vishaya kale namahan bhramaha jataha. So what is the upasamharaha conclusion of all of this? We said before that regarding the concept of mithyatva, during the time Mahan Brahmaha Jataha, big confusion happened. Laukika Janaha Darshanikaha Janahava Mithya iti padasyasthane asatyam iti padam stapayanti. Secular people and philosophers, they substituted the mithya word with asatya word, which is incorrect. Eshaha bhramaha bahvihi samasyaha janayati. So this delusion, this incorrect usage of these two words evoked many problems. And idanim asmabhihi drishtam mithyatvam itikim satyam itikim. And now we have seen with you, we discussed with you what is mithyatvam and what is satyam. Atra punaha antimam samshodhanam kartavyam kechana janaha marichika udaharanasya vishaya prashnam prichanti. Marichikayaha yaha bhupradeshaha drishyate saha asatyam athava mithya. Parantu eshaha bhupradeshaha anyatra kutrapi asti. Ataha marichikayam api drishyate. So one more clarification should be done here. Some people are asking regarding this example. So if I see some Bhupradesha, some scenery in this Marichika. Okay, in Marichika it is asatyam or mitya. But they say, eshaha bhupradeshaha, this scenery exists somewhere else. And that's why it is seen in Marichika. Atra asmabhihi tarkasya ekaha niyamaha vaktavyaha. Regarding this statement, we have to say one rule of logic. Udaharanam yat darshayitum pravrittam tasmat param ma vistarayatu. Do not extend an example beyond what it aims to show. Marichika udaharanam kasyachit durasthasya bhupradeshasya vishayena. Marichika udaharanam marichikayam yat dravyamasti tad varnayati. So Marichika example is not about some faraway situated scenery. It is about Marichikayam yad dravyamasti tad varnayati. So Marichika example is about the dravyam or elements which it contains in itself. It is not about some city far away, some water far away. It is absolutely different context. So Marichika example speaks about what is in Marichika, what Marichika consists of, what it contains in itself. It does not speak about some bhupradesha far away. Tena karanena adhunikaha acharyaha anyani udaharanani kurvanti yatha chalachitrapatalam 3D hologram ityadayaha. So that's why the modern acharyas, they give different other examples, such as movie screen or 3D hologram. Acharyaha vadanti 3D hologram adhava chalachitram chitrapatalam kalpayantu tat hologram svayambhu chetanam cha. Tat hologram nijarupat chitrani karyani bhinna vidhan anubhavam cha utpadayati iti. So modern acharyas, they give example of 3D hologram or movie screen. They say, imagine 3D hologram or movie screen, which is svayambhu, self-existent, self-produced, and which is chetanam, which is self-conscious. It produces images, experience, etc., out of itself. So, etat adhunika udaharanam bahu samichinam. Astu antimaha binduhu asti trityasya vishayasya charcha kartavya. Karyasya bhavat karanasya bhavaha cha. Shridhara Vishwanatha Swamibhyam Ashtavimshati Tame Shloki Uktam Yat Karyasya Bhave Brahmanaha Kutaha Karanatvam Iti. Brahmatu Karya Karanabhyam Param Chaitanyam Eva Karya Karanarupena Bhasate. Chaitanyam tu Anyatamam. Chaitanyam Simita manasaha sthaniya pakshadvara svasya asthaniya paksham grinati. Atra Rupert Spira этот вакьям vadati. Chaitanyam consciousness. Simita manasaha sthaniya pakshadvara. Sthaniya pakshadvara with the help of the localized aspect. Simita manasaha of the limited mind, svasya asthaniya paksham grinati, perceives its unlocalized aspect. Sthaniya pakshaha asankhya manansi iti, asthaniya pakshaha shesham. Localized aspects are innumerable minds, unlocalized is the rest. Sadrishaha prashnaha Bhagavata-purana deshakalabhyam vishaye cha udeti. So similar question arises regarding time and space of Bhagavan. Bhagavan kutra vasati aham kada bhagavantam agamishyami. Kutra kada cha. Padadvayam vyavaharika sattayam antargatam. Bhagavantu paramarthika satyam asti. Bhagavan sarvatra sarvada cha asti. Kutra sarvatra, kada sarvada. Bhagavan sarvatra sarvada asti chet ataha atra idanim cha vartate. Bhagavata-purana krite deshaha va kalaha va nasyat ataha janaha prashnam prichanti deshaha kalaha cha kutaha agatau tau kau iti. Rupert Spira vadati. Aham anuvadam karomi. Deshaha va kalaha va paramarthika satyasya mula bhutau na. Space and time are not fundamental to reality. Yada paramarthika satyam indriya pratiti dvaragatam tat satyam deshaha iva anubhuyate. Space is what reality looks like when it is filtered through perception. Punaha. Yada paramarthika satyam, when the supreme truth, consciousness, indriya pratiti dvaragatam, filtered through the perception, tat satyam, that supreme truth, deshaha iva anubhuyate, it feels like the space. Yada paramarthika satyam, chintana dvaragatam, tat satyam kalaha iva anubhuyate, time is what reality looks like when it is filtered through thinking. Punaha. Yada paramarthika satyam, when the supreme truth, consciousness, chintana dvaragatam, filtered through the thinking process, tat satyam, that supreme reality, kalaha iva anubhuyate, feels like time. Desha kalau paramarthika satyasya apekshaya, indriya manasika karanaihi saha adhikam sambadhau staha. So time and space have more to do with the perceiving operator. Indriya manasika karanaihi saha adhikam sambadhau is connected more to the perceiving operator than with reality itself. Paramarthika satyasya apekshaya. So punaha, deshaha, kalaha tu are not fundamental to reality, and Brahman, Bhagavan, is beyond karana, karya, bhavaha. Etani vakyani Rupert Spira vadati, aham anuvadam kritavati. Asmin adbhute vakye vayam asmakam patasya samapanam kurumaha, asmabhihi adya kim jnatam, naimittikaḥ pralayāḥ, prākṛtikaḥ pralayāḥ, ātyantikaḥ pralayāḥ, nityaḥ pralayāḥ cha iti asmabhihi jnataḥ. Atiriktam vivaranam abhavat, vayam kim uktavantah, prashnaha tatra udeti, kimartam drishyah vishayah avastu avastavikaḥ iti, etasya prashnasya uttaram dattam, tadanantaram mithyatvam iti kim, mithyatva kalpanayaha vivaranam dattam, punaha cha, trityaha prashnaha tatra asit, karyasya abhave karanasya abhavaha. Vayamatra kim drishtavantah, Brahma athava Paramatma athava Bhagavan karya karana bhavat atiriktam asti. Astu aham samapayami Shankaracharya Shridhara Vishwanatha Swamibhyam Vedabase.io Jalaputasya Ganaya cha Sarvebhyaha Jnani Bhutebhyaha Acharyebhyaha Gurabhyaha Mama Sadaram Namo Namaha. Harihi Om.